Welcome to the Float Podcast, an entrepreneurial journey. My name is Nick Janicki, once a wide-eyed hippie with purple dreadlocks, and now the founder of the True Rest Float Spa, the fastest growing floating franchisor in the world, and CEO of Float Pod Technologies, the industry leader in float pods. Follow me along in my entrepreneurial journey with what will become the next billion-dollar industry to enter the health and wellness sector. Let's connect with world-class athletes, actors, musicians, doctors, industry experts, and explore the mindsets of powerful entrepreneurs. Let's get this floating party started. Welcome to the Float Podcast. I am your host, Nick Janicki, and as always, we are sponsored by True Rest Franchising as well as the Float Pod. And I'm here with my very lovely guest, Camilla Swagger, who's part of the, actually, I think the founder, you thought of the what is it, Love Me Run?
Love Me Run, yeah.
Love Me Run. And you just did your first float, right?
I did, yeah.
Well, let's start there. Tell me a little bit about the experience, kind of what you came in feeling. I don't know if you were nervous. You're preparing for an event this Saturday, I believe, so I'm sure you're overworked. But
definitely overworked, yeah, as you can tell just right from my, I don't know if it's attractive, but definitely raspy.
The raspy voice, yeah.
Yeah, I've got the raspy voice going on. No, I wasn't nervous at all. I was really looking forward to trying this out today. It was something that I had looked into probably about 3 weeks ago for the first time, and then kind of law of attraction attracted into my life in a couple different conversations. I'm sure we'll talk about that further. And I'd watched a video on it, and so I knew exactly what to expect today. And then I think you guys did a really good job of, like, right from first opening up the door and introduction in the reception, and then you guys show us a video, and then you do a tour as you walk through, and then you show people right into the room and talk, like, as you show the pod and
absolutely
go through the pod and show you how to use the pod and everything, familiarize yourself with the room. So no, there was nothing to be nervous about at all.
Right. Well, I'd be curious too. So we'll start there, but you're preparing for this event, which is very cool. I've seen your website. I saw the interview with you on 3TV.
Yeah. And
it's the Love Me Run. But, give me a little background on how you thought of that. How did that manifest for you, that idea?
Well, there's a whole lot of things that went into that, but I've been single for far too long. Mm-hmm. So I've never been married.
Okay.
I'm 33 years old. And
super young.
Super young. That's definitely one way of looking at it, absolutely. And so I've been dating, and I feel like I've kind of dated the right way, the wrong way, and a whole lot of things in between. And my brother is a big inspiration to me and a mentor to me from the business side of things.
Okay.
And I've been in oil and gas for the last 12 years in business development and in marketing. And as you know, the industry there has gone through some ups and downs over the course of the last 12 years. And I've had a lot of inspiration and mentors in that industry as well. And recently they asked me if I wanted to make a move to Oklahoma. And during that conversation, I originally said that I was interested. And then after some additional conversation, they asked me if there was anything else that I possibly wanted to do. And over the last year and a half or so, there was something else that I did actually want to do, and some other conversations that I'd had with numerous other people, and some inspirations that I had from numerous other people. And so after talking to a combination of different individuals, one of the people that I had been dating at the time actually had been involved in Ragnar on the marketing side of things.
Oh, interesting.
I'm sure he's going to watch this and be like,
Nice. Right.
And so he'd given me some inspiration. I'd had some dear friends that had given me some inspiration that I definitely want to give some credit to. And I had a friend that looked over some of my ideas and had gone to business school and had given me some feedback on my business plan and on the finance side. So numerous people.
And how long ago was this idea started? Because it's very refined, I must say. So I looked at it and I was kind of going, wow, this looks like someone that's done something like this before, but this is your first time doing an event type business, right?
So originally my first kind of wanting to do anything run related was back in 2012.
Okay.
Was when I was like, I'd really like to get into something that's health related, and running related was back in 2012. That was when I was back in Canada.
Right.
And then event related and wanting to do anything event related would have been like, I've been doing parties and event kind of things for years.
Yeah.
So any of my friends here in Arizona, like if you ask them, they would be like, she's been doing this for years and just not ever making it a business.
Right.
And so that's been more like on a social and just kind of like smaller scale related.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So so this came out of you've been single too long, basically, like you said, and you wanted to create something unique for people. And it looks like you run for a little part. So it's 1K per partner. So you get 5 partners during the run. Mm-hmm. So you run for a little while, and then you're going to basically talk to the person. So there's kind of like a fast walk, and you go to another run, then a fast walk. And I noticed the track that you created is even a heart shape. Yeah. So this is something...
No, that's just conceptual.
Okay.
So the actual track itself is not going to be heart-shaped.
Okay.
So to get right specific to Love Me Run, it's 5K to get matched up 5 different times.
Okay.
And then afterwards there's a singles mingle. And that's going to be at a different location in every single state.
Okay.
And so...
So you want to take this nationwide?
Oh, it is nationwide.
It is nationwide.
Yeah. So our next event's going to be in California on June 11th.
Fabulous.
Yeah. And so we have a lot of different partnerships already created. So those partnerships are based on the life cycle of dating from pickup to drop off.
Okay.
So that's going to be like how you get ready for a date. So Dollar Shave Club for the guys, that's one example. Yeah. Some other partnerships that we want to get involved with would be like on the female side, how you would get ready for a date, right? And then right to drop off, so where all the places in between, so restaurants, theaters, what you would do for a date, maybe golfing, that kind of thing, right? And then to...
floating.
Floating, right, exactly. So how I got introduced to you guys was several weeks ago, Law of Attraction style. I'm really into meditation.
Okay.
So I kind of have to back this up just a little bit.
Go for it.
Love Me Run, what it's really all about. Dating. You can't date effectively if you don't love yourself. So you're really going to hit a wall over and over and over if you don't love you.
Right. Because
no matter how good you look, it's just going to be a dead end.
Right.
So like the outside is that's not going to work, right? So what that really means, in my opinion, is you have to have healthy nutrition, healthy mental, and like a whole slew of healthy patterns. So I'm a big believer in meditation. One of the things that really appealed to me about your business model and just about To Rest in Entirety is all of the things that it offers. So regeneration, I think like in the physical sense, but also in the mental sense.
Right.
Rest. I think right from the moment that I walked in here, I just felt like a load off my shoulders. Right from the moment I watched the video, like I hadn't even gone into the pod.
Right.
And I just felt like I just took a different type of breath. And I personally am so busy in my life right now that I don't take enough time to just take a pause.
Sure.
And I don't think enough people do, period.
Right.
Or to just even be grateful. And I think that we all need time to do that in our lives. And I think that people collectively need to do that together too, to form really great partnerships.
Absolutely.
And so that's really what Love Me is about for me in my life, but also like I want to be able to encourage partnerships to have that in their lives together. And so I want to find partnerships on a business front that I can partner with to encourage that in relationships.
Right.
And so I was sitting down to lunch with one of the girls that I work with, and I was saying, have you seen this concept? I just think it's awesome. Personally, on a totally non-business front, I want to try this. I think this looks awesome. I want it in my life.
Right.
On a business front, I want it in our business life. And on a even further front, I want it in our participants' lives. This is something I can get behind.
Right.
This
Sure.
is something that I feel comfortable promoting because I think it's healthy and I think it's positive, and I want more people to know about this.
Right.
And so we looked at it, well, where are they? We Googled it, we watched the video, but we've got an event coming up this Saturday. So I was like, Kate, I've got to put this on the priority list, but it can't be before Saturday.
Right.
So then later on that night, I met Sadie, who works for your company. Maybe shouldn't have said that right on
That's fine.
this podcast, but
that's fine.
So later on that night,
and she was drunk at the party and making a ruckus.
She was amazing, and none of those things are
right,
true.
Right.
But I met her later on that night, and she was just a delight to be around, positive energy. And I said, so what do you do? And she told me what she did. And I was like, get out. So then I called on my friend and I was like, guess what she does? Guess who she works
for?
That's
awesome.
That's crazy. And so I said, I really want an introduction to your CEO.
Wow.
Like, I want to meet him and I want to try out your services and I want to learn everything that I can about it.
Wow.
So that's kind of what brought me here today. And
so you even fit us in before Saturday. Look at that.
Yeah, because, so here's the funny thing is since then I've gotten a prescription. I'm on a Z-Pack now because I'm sick.
Oh, wow.
Because I've been working way too much. So thank you for forcing me to slow down.
Yep.
And thank you for allowing me to have the experience that I did today.
Awesome.
And I totally had this moment of major gratitude, and I had like a little gratitude.
Now, versus when you came in, say an hour ago, where were you versus where you are right now after the float? And I noticed you wrote in the Float Journal. Do you mind sharing that? It might be private, but...
No, it's not. A personal mantra of mine is Think.Say.Do. And my personal mantra is that your thoughts become what you say, become what you do. And what I wrote in the journal was that basically what I just said was that busy people think that they're too busy to stop. But that's what we need the most.
Right.
And we need to stop and have a moment for gratitude, for reflection, to say thank you and to breathe. And that if we take the time to do that, that we'll be a lot more productive.
Right.
And so I just said thank you for giving me that gift today and for allowing me to stop and to recognize, for lack of a better word, but for the blessings I have in my life.
Right.
And I don't think that's lack of a better word, actually. I just am very blessed. I'm very grateful for the abundance I have in my life and to be able to be living like my truth.
Sure, absolutely. Well, that's amazing. I mean, it's funny. We used to behind you have a saying, which was a Zen Buddhist saying, which basically said you should meditate half an hour a day, unless you're too busy, then you should meditate for 1 hour a day. So, and I found that to be, very true in my life. We just finished an event, Shenyang Performing Arts, and we'll put your website on our podcast link as well and put it on our Facebook page. But, Shenyang is reviving the 5,000 years of traditional Chinese culture. And I do it as a volunteer, but it is almost 17, 18 hours a day of work for 10 days in a row, at the theater, helping with the event, and it's all on a volunteer basis. So it's definitely for me kind of like a labor of love, and that's everything I put my time into. I love it, and it's truly a passion. And so when I first became an entrepreneur, probably similar to you, I refused to not do something that I'm not in love with. And like you said, that comes from self-love. So it's like, for me, I have to love who I am and what I'm doing, or else I'm not happy. If I'm doing something I don't love doing, why are you doing it? And so, I definitely applaud the move you made from the industry you're in into what you're doing now. Yeah. I think it's going to be hugely, hugely successful.
Thank you.
And I'd be curious, how do you kind of normally relax? So on a week where you're getting run down, what advice would you give to someone who either wants to do something or maybe they're afraid to do it, say they're working a job they don't love? What would your advice be, because you just kind of went through that, for someone that's in that situation?
It's a good question. I think the advice I have is to surround yourself with people that believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's definitely what I did. To surround yourself with people that elevate you.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to become more.
Right.
And to remove the naysayers.
Remove the naysayers. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
And that can be really hard.
True. Absolutely.
Because you can really love those naysayers.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, it can really hurt to have to remove those naysayers. That can be a loss. But my advice on how to love yourself, I think I am learning that right now. Like, I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a doer. I'm a big time doer. And I am having to check myself right now and learn how to rebalance that. And I think, I do meditation every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I am learning, I'll never have to start this company again.
Right.
The good news is I only have to do that once.
Yes.
And but moving forward, I am going to schedule in, just like appointments, I'm going to schedule in some like love me time. So some dates for myself to just pamper me. And what that's going to include, this is so cheesy, but this is so true, I'm going to schedule in time with my nephews. Because that is like my very favorite thing to do.
Awesome.
So they make me happier than anything in the entire world.
Kids can do that. Absolutely. Kids can do that. Yeah, my wife and I, we just are in the process of adopting a 2.5-year-old. And, you know, originally we were kind of terrified. But then the more we interact with her, obviously now, it's just like the joy and love in her eyes as a child, and being able to see the world through the child's eyes just like reinvigorates you, gives you joy. And for me, it kind of gives me like a human connection to like a divine realm. It's just a reminder of like, oh, wait a minute, why am I here? Why am I doing this? A child is an incredible reminder. So totally get that. There's nothing I love more than to just spend time with our daughter. Absolutely. It's amazing.
So that, I think you just have to find what it is that like builds you up. And for some people it's like getting their nails done or going for a massage.
But you have to do it. You have to make time to do it, and you have to plan it. And the more busy you are, and that's why there's that old adage, is just you have to start planning it. So I think, you know, for me as an entrepreneur, I have less, how do I call it, spontaneous time. But, you know, but I kind of like that because I get to plan my free days and I get to plan my fun time. And, you know, on the run coming up Saturday, so, you know, where are you going from there? So this is your very first event, right? And so this is the very first event. So where do you go from, you know, having the first event, ramping up to the first event, and then how do you go from that to now having it in other places in terms of like a business structure? If you can kind of get more into the actual, you know, business growth model, I'm sure a lot of people would love to hear how you're going to do that.
So we have some really great national partnerships already, but where I'd like to see this evolve to is, so right now we've had a bit more of an Arizona focus, and we're going a little bit more national now, so to California, moving onward. I would like to move, we would like to have, we're going to make movement to having one larger partner.
Okay.
So I'll just leave it at that.
All right.
But we're going to have one larger Love Me Run national partnership.
Awesome.
That's really going to carry, but we're still going to have lots of other partners, but one that's like a title partner. That's going to really make some huge movement. And that's going to be really exciting and help make a big splash.
Right, sure.
So that's going to be something that I'm really excited about.
Awesome.
Making a big push. And then also I just think like this is just the beginning.
Right.
You know, so we just got our training wheels on.
Right,
you know,
right.
I think that moving forward from like a television and marketing standpoint and editorial standpoint, like I just think it's going to be onward and upward. I think that we're going to look back at these days and be like, wow.
Right.
Like, I think it's going to be kind of cute.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be like, I was so young.
Right, sure.
And, like, you know, I think, too, like, I have plans as far as the races go. Like, this is the first of a series of races.
Yes.
In my mind.
Right.
So there's a tier of races that I already have
now
in the plans.
For single ladies and gentlemen that are interested, how can they, or what do they need to do to join the race?
So you can go to www.lovemerun.com.
Okay.
And we have, the race is, there's still the opportunity to register for this Saturday. And so the race, this one is actually half price. So because it's our first race. So it's $30 to register. So how it works, just to really quickly go over that, is you run, speed walk, run, speed walk, run. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know if I can run 5K. Well, good news, you don't have to.
Right.
So you're running, speed walking, speed walking, running.
And then hopefully not totally out of breath when you're trying to talk to someone.
No.
How are you? Oh, I'm so out of shape.
It's actually way more walking than it is running. Yeah, so if you go to How It Works on our website, there's going to be this adorable little cartoon video, and it's going to walk you through the entire process.
I saw the adorable cartoon video, by the way.
Yeah.
Very well done.
So, well, thanks. I'll give that company credit.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
awesome.
Not me.
Right.
So.
but you probably helped them through like the scripting and stuff, right?
I sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gave them my vision and said, this is what I'd like it to say.
Right.
So they did an awesome job.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think it really helps to give a clear description of what to anticipate is going to happen.
Okay. And is this only for single people, or could non-single people participate somehow?
They can volunteer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now,
So,
are you already signing people up for the future events?
Yeah. California is open.
Okay. Where in California?
It's in Coronado, San Diego.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Very familiar.
June 11th.
Wow. There
Yeah.
you go. Okay.
So in Arizona, we've got the Coyotes are going to be there for a water station. Their mascot's going to be there. Not Vodka Water is another water station.
Okay.
And then afterwards, we're going over to Pedal House Brewery.
Did you say not vodka water?
You bet.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that hilarious?
That is hilarious.
Pretty awesome.
Right. So it's water.
It's water. It's not vodka.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's in the name.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So who are some of the other sponsors?
Lorna Jane is doing a trunk show
Okay.
over at Pedal House, so they're going to have their line out. So you can go and check out their clothes. They've got adorable stuff. And let's see, we've got Body, which is an awesome gym in Scottsdale,
Okay.
in Old Town area. And Sambazon, they do an acai bowl, and they're going to be providing free breakfast
Lovely.
and energy drinks.
Okay.
And let's see, off the top of my mind, I should have had a whole list. Arizona
worries.
Foothills
No worries.
has been an awesome sponsor, and they did a happy hour with us already. Fabulous Arizona has also been an awesome sponsor. Cynthia Sassy has helped us out tremendously. Let's see, who else off the top of my mind?
And where is this one located?
This one's at Kiwanis Park.
Kiwanis Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
you know the lake there?
Absolutely.
So it's 1 kilometer right around the lake.
Okay.
So we're going to do that 5 times.
Perfect.
So a new date every single kilometer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Single people out there, go sign up. Lovemerun.com. How it works, and we'll definitely put your link on there. And thank you so
Awesome.
much. And
Yeah, thanks for
hopefully
having
we
me.
can get you to float after the marathon, which is when you're really going to need it.
Yeah.
So you're actually running, or are you going to be volunteering?
I'm not going to be running this time,
Okay.
but just because I really want to oversee it, make sure everything's good.
Nice. Awesome. Well, Camilla, thank you so much.
Thank
It was
you
a
for
pleasure.
having me.
Thank you.
Okay.